Hello, this is my presentation on perception by Logan Arsold. What is perception? The dictionary definition for perception is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of things through the senses. Basically, what that means is that it's the way we see things. Perception is basically the information that we take in. I'll explain it right now. So what goes into perception, what we learned is there's a filter where we select, it's like honing in on the topic. We organize by putting the information into like order so that we understand it better, and then storing it. So it's like our memory so we can draw back on it if we ever need to. And then interpreting is making sense of it's what we base. Interpreting is us making our opinions, and whatever information we're given, we do that. What more goes into perception is the age, gender, socioeconomic, and culture of people. So right here, I'm going to talk about age. Basically, why does age affect perception? For one, cognitively, it does affect us. When we get older, um, it's harder to learn new things. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know. And when you're younger, psychologically, we are able to absorb more information. And then culture, there is a lot of culture for more older people. I'm sure for my parents, they live in a different world than what I live in, and they see things differently. Um, Gender, why does gender affect perception? Well, I could go on. Basically, there's a lot of struggles that, it's not even that long ago that women got a lot of right to start doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so now there's a shift in perception with that. We're seeing a lot more in the media and stuff like that of women being in higher places now. We see Kamala Harris, she's doing her stuff during the presidential election and all that. But a while ago we wouldn't have even thought of that. So I guess that goes back to age too. Health, uh, health can affect perception in a lot of ways. When you're sick, um, you don't really think straight. When I had COVID, the only thing I could think about is like, where's my tea? I couldn't even think about school and all that. It really affected my perception on what was important. It also leads back to age. The older you get, the easier it is for you to get sick. It's awful. And, we learned about hospice cares and terminally ill, in psychology. And basically, once you're terminally ill, you just view things differently. Stages of death, it's hard for someone who's dying to have the same perception as someone who's healthy. Healthy people have the luxury of being able to really take it slow and enjoy what they have. Socioeconomic status is a big one. I feel like, especially in my life, I never knew that my family, like, I never really understood the money part. But it is a big part, especially for my parents. They didn't have too much, and now that I'm younger and I'm living for free with them, I have like I spend too much money and they don't like that. But basically, growing up privileged, you see a lot of people who have money, they may either want to spend all that they have, I feel like, or they don't want to spend at all because they understand how money works. And then, growing up poor, you see like a lot of people either they blow all their money because they don't know how to use it, or um, they save every last penny because they need it. And I also believe that it kind of leads back to the area where you live. I have a friend who lives in kind of a bad part of Tacoma, and he saves every penny he can because he knows he wants to get out of there. So I feel like socioeconomic status is a very big part of perception. Culture. Why does culture affect perception? So I feel like the way we grow up really affects the way that we perceive things. My dad, he came from Mexico. He sees things completely different than me. He's super school orientated. He wants me to be super focused on school because he didn't really have the privilege of a lot of schooling. And when he came to America, now he does. Biases, we have pre-made biases due to our culture, what people tell us. I grew up um, going to church and stuff, and like it's kind of hard to like see life any other way. And then stored knowledge, from what other people knew to what passed down to us, and so that's